Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining again. As promised, I am out with the WPL C14 today with a little upgrade list that we've done. And while we're over here, we'll just say hi. Thorn thinks it's dinner time. Sorry, bud. Sun hasn't gone down. I know time changed. It's a little confusing, but it's still not dinner time. I know it's confusing. I'm over here too. But back to the truck. So you can see, I also took some lights off of a little ATV toy that I had and stuck it on there. You got your little radio, which was actually the top of a 10 scale antenna that I took off. I don't have lights in at the moment. I'm trying to find out a good setup that I like. This is still the original plastic little bumper. I really didn't have any plans on changing the actual color of the truck. I just wanted to put some black stripes on here to just make it look different. I really liked the original color. The buddy that I got this from actually had this sitting in a window for a couple years. So this side actually has a bit of a fade to it, and it was cool. It went up over around the side of it too, so it already had its natural patina. But as I put the stripes on, I realized they did not look as good as I liked them. So I went and got a little paint thinner and went ahead and just spread it on and went over and got my stuff over here to go ahead and get it all removed. And then I noticed that it was already eating the plastic, and I looked at the bottle. I didn't get my paint thinner, I got my paint stripper, and the paint stripper, as you can see, just started eating up the hood a bit. So that wasn't the wisest choice, so I ended up just go ahead and painting it. It is one of my favorite colors, so it does look cool. And then the gold that I put on it seems to pop way more, a lot more contrast. But here we got our Flint, which was G.I. Joe. I cut him in half and stuck a big old screw in him, which he enjoyed so much. Now he's drinking a soda because he don't want to get in trouble while he's driving. And since this is California, that's like a Nerf gun, I'm guessing. And when we come back up to the truck, you can see that with the wires and the new setup that I have in there, he's not fitting at the moment, hence why he's out of luck. I went ahead and put a functioning toolbox on there. I'll have one on the other side soon. Ooh. Actually went down to the hobby store and they had a little first aid kit, which was for a dollhouse. I just painted up the same color and slap a sticker on it, and it worked really well. Got your little strap. I'm trying to get some lights set up for the back. Oh, look at that. You don't have to thumbs up. I appreciate it if you do, but whatever, it's YouTube. I ain't looking for fortune. I'm just trying to show people some cool RCs. Because it's not a hobby, it's an addiction. Don't really have much rust yet. But this poor guy, the Q65, the JJRC from Banggood, kind of just got cannibalized so I could see how this one would work. The buddy I got it from had it, and he just couldn't get it running. He couldn't get into it. He didn't want to take it apart. So I went ahead and got it with all my WPL parts out of that. So the 370 motor that I ended up getting for this guy, which was the last update that I did on it, does great. But when I went to the beach, I got a little sand in there, and since it's brushed, oh man, it doesn't want to work. I cleaned it out, but the sand is so fine, it's giving me problems, so I'm going to have to get in there and really, really clean it. And in the meantime, I got something even better. Finally upgrade it, get this thing really going. And I went ahead and got your brushless motor, which, if you look at this, don't go ahead and just go grab this yet unless you're ready to cut. Remember, the shaft from the original 370 is so much shorter. I had to cut all the way down to just about the end of the flat spot and then round it off a little bit to get the gear off of this to stick on there so that it will fit into your little torque converter. It was just too long. But this is from the 370 that I got. I actually got it off of Amazon, so I'm not sure if it actually is a WPL product or not. But it comes down to your transfer case. This motor works great. It actually has too much power. I'm not sure if I have the wire set up wrong, which it could be, because honestly, another problem with it is there were no labels on what connected where. So I might have it backwards or something, because you get it going up too fast and the polarity like reverses and it just kicks backwards for a second and then stops. And I don't know, it could be the battery that I'm using. It should be using a LiPo, but I don't have anything in my arsenal that's small enough to fit in here. This is pretty much as big as I can go. So I was just seeing if it works, and then I'll have to go to the store and get a LiPo, because all my RCs are 10th scale, and something of this size, as you can see, what are we? We're 2 inches, 2.5 inches, and that fits in there snug. This one bounced around, which was one of the reasons I upgraded, and you can see we have 500 milliamp for the 7.4. Kept our 7.4, but we're up to 2,000 milliamps, and discharging was 15. I have no idea what this one discharged. Not a clue. But that really helps with the nice motor that we have in there, and with all the weight. As you can see, I upgraded all of the suspension. All the links have been updated. They're heavy metal. I think for all the links with your oil reservoir springs, they were like, I think it was $28 American off of Amazon. I pretty much get everything off of Amazon or eBay. I know these guys, this titanium axles, actually did come from eBay, and those were like 28 bucks. And so far they are awesome. They look really good. They're heavy duty. There's bearings in them. The screws all need tightening. Nothing has Loctite on it, so if you don't want your stuff falling apart, I suggest taking everything apart and putting Loctite on it. When I did buy the 370, everyone was saying, "Oh, your your case is going to come with no grease. Make sure you open it and grease it." I lucked out. Mine had grease on it, so that was great. My axles, I went ahead and opened those. Those were greased very well. Looked great. The oil reservoirs actually had the proper amount of oil in all of them, and they're working great. And you can see, it even brought it up a little bit more. I'm sorry, I don't know what that thing is called right there. Your shock mount is higher. But I did shave this wheel well, so this can get up in there. Honestly, I was running the WPL or the JJRC wheels in there, and they needed that space to get up in there. And then I knew that these guys were coming as well, which are really cool. But this rubber is so soft, it kind of peels off. If you want to try and climb anything, don't get the tracks. The tracks, they don't work for climbing. These came off of the actual WPL site. I actually forget what it's called, but it took about a month to get here. But they were $11. The only metal they have on them are the screws. It's all plastic on plastic, so you get what you pay for. But I use it for the beach, and you can see there's no rust on it because there's really nothing to rust, and it works great for me. And I think that's about it as far as this guy goes. Do appreciate y'all coming around and checking everything out. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment. I will return to you as soon as I can. Life does get in the way sometimes. We'll come over here. Bye, Thorn. Say bye to the world.